Colorado makes historic GPA announcement as Deion Sanders receives huge $34.8 million news. Boulder, don't let the shades and flash fool you. Deion Sanders, Colorado's out here handling business on and off the field. In a record-smashing spring, CU's 342 student-athletes just posted a 3.264 GPA, the highest in school history. That boost pushed the Buffs' all-time cumulative GPA to a new high of 3.294. Translation? They aren't just running plays, they're running classrooms too. And three squads said, "Watch this." The women's ski team dropped a historic 3.825 GPA, the first 3.8 ever at CU. Tennis, 3.761, and lacrosse, 3.733, weren't far behind. That's 6 all-time team GPAs above 3.7 now, doubling CU's record since 1996. But wait, there's more heat. On May 30th, Big 12 boss Brett Yormark announced a conference payout of $558 million, with Colorado's slice clocking in at a clean $34.8 million. Even the football squad came correct, posting a 2.957, their best spring GPA ever, and just a step behind that 3.011 from last fall, still sitting pretty above a 3.0 overall. Primetime's pockets just got heavier, right as his players stacked GPAs like trophies. Rick George, the man in the big chair, didn't hold back. "I am very proud of our student athletes, coaches, and Herbst academic staff led by for this great accomplishment," George said. "We have created a great culture around our academic program, and we are seeing the results of that effort year after year." The numbers? Outstanding. 9 out of 15 programs just clocked either their best ever fall or spring GPAs in 2024 to 25. For squads, football, lacrosse, tennis, and men's track and field said, "Why not both?" and smashed records in both semesters. And let's talk about the women. Every single women's team at CU, over a 3.3 GPA. First time ever. 12 teams in total crushed the 3.2 mark this spring, with nearly 70% of student-athletes rocking a 3.0 or better. Almost half were sitting over 3.5, and 39 Buffs just straight-up aced life with a perfect 4.0. "These are big-time results," Chris Livingston said. "For the most part, the student-athletes are dialed in and strive for excellence in their sport, the classroom, and in the community. The staff in the Herbst Academic Center and the coaches partner to provide expectations, support, and accountability." Deion Sanders said it loud and clear more than once. "We can't just win at football. We have to win at everything." That's history made. Look, Coach Prime didn't just roll into Boulder to win games. Nah, he came in swinging for those grades too. Deion Sanders has been all up in that academic game, making sure his boys aren't just balling on the field, but stacking A's and B's in the classroom. Coach Prime? He checks receipts. He's got coaches sitting down every couple weeks, running the numbers, calling out who's slipping, and pulling dudes up before they drown in F's. One time, a professor shot him an email, mad salty about players acting up in class. What did Prime do? He didn't sweep it under the rug. Man read that letter to the whole team, straight up roasted them with the truth that only a handful of athletes will make it to the league. He's not just pushing for degrees either. Prime's like, "Why are we not teaching these kids about real life?" Deion Sanders wants mandatory classes on financial literacy and how to talk to people without sounding bland. He's all about making grown men out of athletes, not just stat machines. So yeah, Deion isn't just building football players. He's building future CEOs, husbands, fathers, maybe even professors. Wild, right? From prime time to grind time. But while the grades speak for themselves, don't think for a second Deion Sanders forgot about the noise off the field. Deion Sanders claps back at critics who throw this sellout label. You call Prime a sellout? Better come with facts, because Deion doesn't flinch when the heat hits. He claps back with charm, charisma, and cold hard stats. Folks tried to paint him like he bailed on Jackson State for the bag, but Prime flipped the narrative on its head. "They keep saying I sold out," he wrote on Instagram. "But they keep saying it's because of my sneakers." Cue the drop. Nike collab sold out in minutes. Truth is, Deion didn't dip, he scaled. In Colorado, they leveled up with him. His media machine turned Boulder into the main stage. from $87 million in media value in 2022 to a jaw-dropping $343 million in 2023. Prime's presence is printing money like it's game day. Online sales, up 2,500%. Social media, skyrocketed. CU went from barely blinking on the radar to running the algorithm. And while the haters were busy tweeting, Prime was boosting Colorado's economy to the tune of $113 million from last year's games alone. Enrollment's surging. Tourism's booming. The Buffs aren't just relevant. They're electric. Point one ESPN voice said. He sold a dream and then abandoned it. Nah, he expanded it. Deion didn't trade in his values. He brought them to a bigger stage. From HBCU pride to Power 5 takeover, Sanders is rewriting the manual on what college football coaches can be. Hate it or love it, he's already won. Deion Sanders hits back at sellout accusations as he flexes millions in business deals. When Deion Sanders stepped into the coaching world, he didn't just come to call plays. Everyone does that. He came to change how coaches are perceived. For Colorado, Coach Prime's heroics transcend all of his on-field exploits. He is their GM, their PR team, their mentor, and their voice that carries immense weight. His media and marketing exploits for the Buffs are well documented, as Colorado earned $343 million in media revenue in the 2023 season, increasing from just $87 million in 2022. And now, the head coach is showcasing his multi-million-dollar business deals, silencing his critics in the process. Coach Prime is not just an epithet for Deion Sanders. Ever since he took over Colorado, the term has become synonymous with a multi-million-dollar brand, giving competition to some of the NASDAQ-listed companies. For context, ever since he took over, Colorado's online store sales went up by more than 2,500%. The social media accounts of the school have raked in followers continuously, and the Buffs' Oregon game last year was one of the 25 most watched games in college football. So, for people criticizing him for his outspoken and unbent persona, especially since the recent NFL draft, his achievements at Colorado will be an eye-opener. Take the recent case where Colin Cowherd blamed Deion Sanders for Shedur's draft snub. The analyst said, "I couldn't understand why he's dropping. What in the world is happening? That is happening." He also sparred with Paul Feinbaum, who dismissed Colorado as irrelevant in the big picture of football. But now, Deion Sanders has an apt reply to these criticisms. Sanders posted a picture of his limited edition Nike shoes on Instagram, alongside a caption highlighting the scale of his commercial success. "They keep saying I'm a sellout, but they keep saying it's about my shoes. We've sold out at Blenders Shades, at Bulkan Bold Coffee, at Redcon Energy Drinks, protein products at Boost Mobile Phones, at California Almonds, at Nike Coach Prime Apparel, at Cubbuffs Football Stadium, and others, and there's more to come. At Abby_Fishing Rods and Reels coming soon, and more with it to be on its way." God is amazing. But why the sellout accusations? Deion Sanders came to Colorado on a $29.5 million contract that included a $12 million buyout. The sellout accusations stem from his move from Jackson State, an offer, many say, lured him from his promise. He sold a dream and then walked out on the dream. People have the right to be critical of that, ESPN's Bomani Jones told CNN. But Coach Prime is now giving a befitting reply, proving those criticisms are short-sighted. The head coach's influence is extending far beyond football. Several reports indicate that Sanders' 6 home games in 2023 brought in $113.2 million in tourism, hospitality, and retail. Moreover, the 2023 and 2024 seasons combined had $93.9 million in direct economic impact on the city. Add to that a 20% surge in university applications and a 3.4% enrollment increase. You just have to agree that Coach Prime is a sensation. And yes, about his Nike shoes, they sold out in less than 10 minutes. Deion Sanders hits back at sellout accusations with Nike Flex. Deion Sanders, being a Hall of Fame NFL player and a legendary head coach, already had a legacy tied to Nike. Nike launched a sneaker to commemorate his bond with Mom Connie, about which the head coach even posted on Instagram. Coach Prime captioned the post, "My mama was and still is my why. All the way from Fort Myers, Florida number 239. She ain't worked since '89. And you got the nerve to hate on that." The limited edition sneakers also sold out, in less than 5 minutes. But wait, there's more. Several other sneakers were launched by Nike, dedicated to Coach Prime. There was a stylish high top and a black and golden high top amongst several others. These sneakers also went on sale by Nike, and guess what? They were sold out in less than 10 minutes. Coach Prime playfully boasted defeat to the haters. They say I sold out. They had to be talking about my shoes. Sold out on SNKRS in less than 10 minutes. The feat is huge. Coach Prime is single-handedly transforming the Buffs program, and with his multi-million-dollar exploits, it's benefiting the entire university and community. From players to students to the city of Boulder itself, everybody's winning.